Anvesh Kumar Sahu. I am a visual designer. I'm an NFT artist. I'm a technical artist. And I also happen to have been a winner of Mr. Gay World India in 2016. And today we have with us a wonderful individual, an absolute legend, Sushant Divkekar, also known as Rani Kohinoor. They're an internationally acclaimed model, actor, singer, columnist, psychologist, motivational speaker, drag queen, pageant director, and a video jockey. Sushant goes by the pronouns he, she, and they, and recently came out as gender fluid and identifies under the transgender spectrum. Sushant, or Rani Kohinoor, as we all very popularly know her, has been touted by several national and international publications and news portals as the most influential and young LGBTIQA+ leader in Asia, having put India on the global map several times now with regards to exemplary social work, fashion, art, drag, and their performance skills, and a unique and extremely rare 4-octave vocal range. And I hope that we get to see a little bit of glimpse of that today evening as well. Sushant is one of the most sought after LGBTIQA+ icons here in India and continues to work for equity and equal opportunities for the LGBTIQA+ community in mainstream media and pop culture. And I'm so grateful as well with the fact that I get to call her my mother. As queer individuals, we get to choose our family, and I'm lucky that I have two mothers, one who's given birth to me, and of course another one who's paved path for not just me, but a lot of young LGBTIQA+ folks here in India. So it is an absolute honor to be able to have this conversation with you, Sushant, today. Tell us how you're doing today. You look absolutely fabulous, by the way.
Thank you so much. And what a wonderful introduction. I'm so happy that I'm able to do this with you. And I've seen you from the start of your career where you were this timid little shy boy. And when you walked into the audition room, I was so taken by your innocence and you were so naive and you were so ready to learn. And today you're sitting here in front of me, albeit virtually, and looking gorgeous yourself. And you have, in fact, let me tell everybody that you have done such a great job when it comes to forwarding equal opportunities and representing LGBTQIA plus India on a global map. So thank you so much. I'm doing, I'm always ready to take on the world, take on a new day, play the new day. So I'm doing fantastic, Anvesh.
Perfect, perfect. I mean, and it shows you look absolutely radiant as you always do. And again, an absolute honor. So, Sushant, the Blenders Pride Fashion Tour, the showcase powered by FDCI, is looking at young influencers. And what would your advice be to them on how to use your voice strongly on such platforms to shape public opinion, since you have been able to do that successfully for such a long time now? Please tell us more about that.
I think that the youth of today is the future of tomorrow. So you have to understand that each and every voice is important. Please understand that you all are all talented, and this is a beautiful showcase. And I again would like to thank the Blenders Pride Fashion Tour powered by FDCI. Thank you so much for doing through this medium. I would like to tell every young person watching this, please use this to the maximum. Please register yourselves. Please do the best that you can and don't compete with one another. So never compare yourself with anyone else. And this is such a wonderful opportunity that has been bestowed upon you in your lap. So please take it, do your best, and associate yourself because FDCI is one of the best organizations we have in the country. And I'm so proud of them for creating this safe space for young creators. So I just wish all of you all the best.
Absolutely. I think FTCI and Blenders Pride, they're doing a fabulous job at creating equal opportunities. And I think they're truly paving the path for many other brands to, come up and provide equal opportunities for all of us. And like you mentioned, I think social media does play an incredible role here. We've been provided an equal platform now, an equal playground where we can actually showcase our work. And, brands like FTCI who I've grown up looking up to, and it's almost surreal that I get to have a conversation with you. So thank you so much to both Blenders Pride and FTCI. This is so you've actually mentioned that you come from an open-minded family, and you're fully accepted by all of your acquaintances, your family members. Do you think many people are not as privileged here in India due to restricted mindsets about gender identities?
Yes, I have been very privileged. In fact, not just lucky, I'm privileged to have the parents I do. They're the reason for whatever I've done today. And the fact that I'm sitting here and having this conversation with you and with everybody, with my head held high and with the confidence I hold, is because of the love and the unconditional support they gave me. If you have to fight for equality in a democracy, then we're not doing certain things right. And all starts with education. And I think that when parents are more educated and understand that this child is my child, regardless of the gender, sexual orientation, height, weight, skin color, eye color, left-handed, right-handed, that all comes later. But first, this is my child. And all I have to do to be a good parent is to love my child and support my child. So every parent is capable of doing it. My parents are not superheroes. They're not superhuman. They're good parents. And that is a difference between good and bad parenting. I think parenting plays a very important and integral part in our formative years and then automatically depicts, in our adulthood, how we've been brought up. So if we don't get love, then we are incapable of giving love.
Now, Sushant, of course, we all know you very popularly for your drag persona, which is Rani Kohinoor. And, I had the privilege of actually being there when Rani Kohinoor really came into life. And, I was performing that day. So, please tell us more about your drag persona. You have an incredible, massive following. You've made it into you are the mainstream. So please tell us, everything
Oh,
about your drag persona.
how sweet. Well, Rani Kohinoor is basically an amalgamation and depiction of strong female energy. So Rani, not only does she kind of represent a particular community, but Rani, when I created Rani Kohinoor as a character or as my alter ego for my stage uh, performances and stage production, I always wanted to reach out to every girl, every woman, every person who has identifies the female energy within them. So whether it's a trans person, trans woman, non-binary person, anyone who doesn't adhere to patriarchal toxicity and is their own person. And that whole journey of being a woman and having female energy and realizing that women are creators not only of fantastic things, but of humanity.
That actually brings me to the next question. How do you think brands can create a more inclusive culture that enables people to not suffer silently, but embrace their inner calling without any upheavals? How do you think brands can do that for us?
My thing is that I want queer artists, LGBT people to become brands so that you don't have to rely on brands when we say brands, on companies and on specific apparel, clothing, makeup brands to, of course, collaborate with is great. Collaboration is the next thing to do. But I
Yeah.
think every individual, and that's what I keep telling you and everybody that, has come to me and to my door and has done so well. I want y'all also to be brand. And that will only happen when we have an equal playing ground. So when you are not looked at differently because of your gender, identity, orientation, sexual preference, orientation, if you are looked at as an artist and you are celebrated for your art, which is happening today, I see you doing so well also with your painting and with your art, with your fine art. And I think, and with your, of course, your larger than life personality, which I know was not something you had to build it over the years and you had to
Yeah.
shed all those inhibitions. that you all have created this platform, regardless of it being Pride Month or not. And that is that's the way forward, in my opinion. That's how brands can first include LGBT people and then diversify. When you say, you in every corporate and every organization, there is DNI, diversity and inclusion, right? There is a separate sort of department for diversity and inclusion. But a lot of times, people are not well equipped. The people on a managerial level also don't know how to go about these policies because most of the time there are no policies. So first of all, create policies which create equal working spaces.
Now,
Yes.
so Shant, I know that you are someone, you always look at the glass as half full. So you have always been someone who's been all about positivity and optimism, and you don't actually often talk a lot about, the hate that you received in the past as well. People can actually go back and look at some of, our Sushant's older works, and there's been just so much, hate that has also been there. Of course, there's been a lot of love, but there has been a considerable amount of hate. But you've never actually looked at it, or perhaps even, acknowledged it in a lot of ways. And but still, what have been your weakest moments in life when you felt, the most vulnerable, and how did you really overcome that feeling?
A lot of times when I used to go on set also, I was the host of the show, for example. I was the main
Yeah.
person running the whole show. And people used to say very nasty things. I can't even say it on camera. But having said that, there were bad people and there were also people who were allies, who were good people who supported me. And actually, I had at one point an all girls unit. All the people working on my set were girls, except the camera guy and the person handling the camera. And he said something, not knowing that the mic was on. And I was in my vanity. I was doing my hair and makeup. And then when I came in, he was not there. So I asked my assistant director what happened. So she said that no, ma'am has called him in the control room because he said something nasty about you. So I said, ठीक है ना अभी now everybody like so many people say she's like no, let ma'am handle it. And I'll never forget, you know, my director, head of production also, she called him and she said there is no place for people like you because there's a reason that we have Sushant hosting this show. And if someone is coming to work, you keep your opinions about other people outside. And if you can't do it, I want your resignation. So I was so happy that she just took this step and she used her power for the right thing. And you lost that show did very well. I was nominated for the Indian Television Academy Awards as the best host and VJ. And I said then your तुमको credit ही नहीं मिला उसके लिए. So it's your loss. So you should not judge a person. And I had a very rough, when they used to put those shows up for later viewing on YouTube. Oh my God, the comments were so bad. They were so bad. They were attacking my parents. They were attacking me. They were attacking, people who gave me the job only because, not because I didn't. Clearly, I hosted the show well. That's why I got a nomination. But not
Yeah.
because of my hosting, only because of my expression of gender expression and orientation. And I felt like, oh my God, should I continue? Should I leave the industry? Should I go back to being a psychologist? What should I do? And then, Mr. Gay World happened to me. And when I went there and I won 4 international awards for India, and when I heard my national anthem playing in an arena and my flag, my national flag, then I said, nothing is going to stop me. On nobody and nothing can stop me. And I'm going to create a safer space for people like you, people who are younger than you, for the next generation to feel safe. And this is why I thank platforms like this, because they remind me of my journey. FDC has always promoted talent, always, and this time you can see that they're promoting talent regardless of where they come from, what is their gender, what is their orientation. They don't care. If you are an artist and if your art speaks for itself, then you're going to be celebrated on this platform. So I'm very happy. And I hope that in future also we have wonderful platforms like this that celebrate artists.
So, Sushant, you have worn multiple hats as of now. You are an incredible musician. You've been an activist. You still, of course, are an icon and activist to the community. You have been a VJ, a very successful one at that. And you've, of course, won Mr. Gay India in 2014. You won several international awards at Mr. Gay World, and then, of course, became the youngest, director of, Asia Pacific at Mr. Gay World as well. You've worn multiple hats and all of them very successfully. What are your future plans from here on? What do you want to achieve next?
Well, I take each day as it comes, and I have signed 2 films. I'm getting my debut at 30.
Incredible, fabulous. Congratulations. Cheers
Thank
to
you.
mainstream representation of
Yes,
femme, non-binary,
represent.
trans folk. Love it.
And I am also debuting in the South as a singer in a film, and I learned Kannada for that. And it's a lovely song. It's a very empowering song. That's all you get. That's all the information you get till the song releases. And of course, there's a lot of wonderful things. I'm coming out with House of Kohinoor, which is going to be a safe space to uh, to for skill building, training, and job opportunities for LGBT people, specifically for trans folk and for non-binary people. I will be making sure that they get the education that's required, the skills that is required, and also place them at in organizations. So through this, if somebody knows of vacancies, they can always get in touch with me. And I'm also working on a wonderful project put together by Tweet Foundation, which is the transgender welfare organization, which is head by Abhina Aher, and which has been funded by the government of India and the Social Justice Ministry. So I will be one of the mentors, and I'm also planning to be on the advisory board over there. And also, we have opened the first transgender clinic in Hyderabad,
Yes.
which is run by transgender people. So there are transgender women who are doctors, trans men who are counselors, psychiatrists, nurses, medical professionals, and in the management and hospitality also. So that's the first clinic for testing, for medicines, for all sorts of things for the community. So if people from within the community feel attacked or feel unsafe to go to any other institution, we are kind of putting up clinics like this thanks to the John Hopkins University in association with social workers like wonderful workers like Simran Sheikh, who's from the community. So we are working on a lot of things, Anvesh, and I hope that you can also be part of this. I hope we can affiliate and associate ourselves with FDCI and Blenders Pride as well one day. And yeah, I'm just excited for all of it.
Absolutely. I think this is incredible news. It's very, very important. You've already mentioned about the point, the fact that, medical negligence has been, a major, source of concern for a lot of trans folks. Unfortunately, recently we also lost another incredible trans soul to medical negligence. And I'm so happy to know that, incredible and powerful trans women from our country, incredible and powerful folks like you are coming together, and you are creating not just opportunities but a complete ecosystem for the community. And I'm so glad that we are able to talk about this today via FTCI and Brenda's Pride. So truly celebrating our identities today. And
Yes.
okay, so we've actually come to almost the end of our session, but before we leave, I have another very important question for you. So can you please tell us, your moment of pride, as our hashtag goes, my identity, my pride, where you had faced innumerable challenges, but yet you've made it to the pinnacle.
I think I have a couple. but I'll give you three of them because they are monumental in my life. The
Yeah.
first one was when I saw myself on television, and I always wanted to be, a face that people could look at and relate to. And young kids watching everywhere would say that if Sushant can do it, even we can do it.
Yeah.
I get emotional, sorry. Uh, that was the first time I felt like, okay, I'm on the right path. And I was sitting with my family, and my mother had tears in her eyes, and they were fantastic. My parents always watch all my shows together, and you've seen that. And
Yeah.
they come for my live performances also, and so that was one of my first. Second, as I already mentioned previously, was when I was in Rome at Mr. Gay World, and the national anthem played, Indian national anthem played, and my behind on the screen I could see India, not my name, but India. So for that, I'm very thankful. And the third was when I launched myself as Prani Kohinoor. And it was so amazing to see not only LGBT people in the audience, but all our allies and supporters and people who believe in humanity in the audience. And you were there for that wonderful evening. We had some wonderful artists like Kia and Atish and Ronak Rajani, who are not from within the community but are allies, and they all were there to support us and be perform for us. So really, it was a very wonderful moment. So Daindra was there. Selena always, makes it a point. So many of them are always have always been part of our journey. So that was the moment also, I would say.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Sushant, for sharing all of these wonderful notes with us. Like I've already mentioned, you are an incredible icon, a living legend in this community right now, and you are a perfect example of how your identity is your pride. And again, thank you so much to the platform Blenders Pride Fashion Tour, this showcase powered by FDCI, for giving us this platform, for sharing stories, incredible and powerful and empowering, representations or from the community, and celebrating these identities. We've got this moment, so we have to have you sing a beautiful song for us.
ओ मेरे हम सफर प्यार की राह पर साथ चले हम मगर क्या खबर रास्ते में कहीं रह गए हम नशी तुम कहाँ
मैं यहाँ
तुम कहाँ
मैं यहाँ
जाने जा ढूंढती फिर रही हूँ तुम्हें रात दिन मैं यहाँ से वहाँ मुझको आवाज दो छिप गए हो सनम तुम कहाँ
मैं यहाँ तुम कहाँ.
मैं यहाँ
We've now come to almost the end of the session. We would love to have a message from you to all our wonderful creators who will be eventually applying via the Blenders Pride Fashion Tour website. So, a message for all these wonderful creators and lifestyle influencers. Anything that you'd like to share with them?
Well, I would definitely like to tell you that take pride in who you are and believe in yourself and just go for it. Grab the opportunity, register yourselves, and do your best. Do your best and leave the rest. That's my motto in life.
Wonderful, wonderful. I think that's very rightly put together. So, to all the applicants right there, please go ahead, And the applications are open on the website, Blenders Pride Fashion Tour website. Go ahead, apply, and make it big. We'll be looking out for you.